Hello and welcome to the Vape Staff Podcast. Today we're talking the best vapes of 2020. We're looking at vape devices in this video. If you've already seen our e-liquid one, this is kind of a follow-up to it. Or if you haven't seen the e-liquid one yet, the link to that podcast is in the description of this one. Or you can find both right at the top of vapestaff.com right now. Both articles are right on the homepage, easy to find, easy to read. Okay, so just a little background on how our rankings work, or how I guess these awards are given out. Most devices out there we've had our hands on and tested. Everything from from mods to tanks to pods to starter kits to e-liquids to just about everything out there we can get our hands on. We've tested it at some point over the past few years. In addition to that, just the staff's opinion here, we kind of gauge public sentiment. We do that through some of the top online retailers, from Direct Vapor, Vaporify, Element, Giant, anywhere where there's a decent amount of reviews. We try and kind of cultivate all that information, put it together, and kind of use that as a second data set. And then we just build our list out from there. We also do things like, browsing through, social media to see what people are actually saying on social media about different flavors or different devices, what issues people might be having. Same thing on Reddit. There's a lot of good information out there, just public sentiment beyond just what our staff thinks about each of these devices. So that's kind of where we get the data from. If we love a device, but other people's experiences with it may not be consistent with what we've found, then it may not make the list. On the same thing's true on the other hand. If we're reading a bunch of good stuff about a flavor or a device or something, but when we get our hands on it, we're not nearly as impressed with it, it may not make the list either. So this is just kind of the best of the best for 2020. Okay, so let's jump right into our list. In the article does have a note right at the top of it. If you're gonna, I guess, follow along at vapestaff.com or go check out the article, that we didn't include the high-end vapes on this. I know when we were doing research for the article, we ran into a ton of lists that start right off with actually they just almost exclusively included devices that were like $200 and up. We decided that we'll make a second article sometime in the near future of the best kind of luxury devices or, high-end devices in the industry. But this one, we've kind of put a cap on it, right around $100 for a device would be the limit. So if you want to see the high-end stuff, make sure you bookmark Vape Staff or go ahead and subscribe to it. So. Okay, so the winner of Best Overall Mod 2020 for us, we give it a grade of 4.9 when we, accumulated the reviews out there across all of the popular retailers, ended up coming out to a 5 out of 5 for that as well. So there's a lot of devices on here that are 5 out of 5, across all the sites that we looked at, but generally speaking, for the most part, I think our grades are typically a little bit lower than the users. I know it varies, I guess, based on the device, but the Geek Vape Aegis Solo won our best overall mod for 2020. Again, 4 out of 9 or 4.9 out of 5 for Vape Staff and a 5 out of 5 from the users. This thing popped up everywhere when we were doing research for best mod of 2020, even 2019, obviously, as this device was out last year as well. Not only was it the best mod, it was the best single 18650 mod. Few reasons that it was high on our list. Some of the features that we're fond of: 100 watt maximum output. The sub-ohm tank, the design looks good. It's shockproof, waterproof, dustproof. It almost looks like it's built inside of an OtterBox. It's got the AS100 chipset. The output range, as I said, maximum output of 100 watts. but it ranges anywhere from 5 watts to 100 watts with a resistance as low as 0.05 ohms. And the just overall the tank system, the coil, replacing the coils, everything very easy, very user friendly. That was certainly something that was a factor that we looked at with all these devices. There's a number of devices that are really nice, but they're a pain in the ass to maintain, to replace the coils, to keep up. So generally we would eliminate any device that was not user friendly. So just a note on this one. So we were able to find over 2,000 unique reviews from verified buyers of that device, and it was a 4.95 out of 5. So pretty impressive reviews across the industry. And that was one that was for sure a Reddit favorite as well. So the runner-up in the mod category for 2020 was the Vaporesso Gen mod. So it's one of the newer products on this list. It certainly wasn't on our 2019 version of this list, but we love it. It's smaller, 146 millimeters by 54 by 30. It's dual high amp 18650 batteries, smart Axon chip. It's one that, I think by the end of this year, it may very well be kind of knocking on the doorstep of the Geek Vape. We haven't had our hands on this one for nearly as long as we have the Aegis Solo. So, but we do love the Vaporesso. I guess I'll give you an overview of the pricing as well. So the Geek Vape, Aegis, sorry, pop-ups going all over my screen right now, is $49.95. And it is available in stock. That's one of the other things we'll talk about as we go, is a lot of these devices, specifically if you listen to the e-liquid and the juice, top flavors of 2020 podcast, the majority of those are sold out. But a lot of these devices are sold out as well. But both of these two mods are actually in stock at Direct Vapor, $49.95 for the Geek Vape and $56.95 for the Vaporesso. Obviously, the Vaporesso a little more high powered with the dual batteries, but both are, again, the Vaporesso same review grades as the Geek Vape. So two great choices for mods there. The winner for Best Pod 2020 was the Smoke Nord. I think that's not going to shock really anybody that we went with that. That seems to be an industry standard opinion at this point. The Smoke Nord is a pretty popular product. 4.7 out of 5 from users. Again, this is one that's got a ton of reviews out there, just because smoke's so popular, and this product's available just about anywhere that you can buy vapor supplies at. So looking at the pricing on this, it's extremely affordable, $17.95. And again, there's a ton of benefits to using the Smoke Nord pod. It's extremely customizable for a pod system. Obviously, it's got the refillable tank. It has a 3 milliliter capacity. Again, the price at $17.95. You've got 45 5-star reviews at Direct Vapor. In total, we found over 1,000 reviews, and obviously it came out to 4.7 was our total grade. So it's a sub-ohm 0.6 ohm Nord mesh coils, 1.4 ohm Nord standard vape coils meant for nicotine salts. And again, you can find replacement pods. There's bundles for this. There's starter kits. It's a great choice. We give it a 4.9. I'm sorry. We gave it a 4.9. Yes. And again, the users are at 4.7 on that. And it also won best pod in the Vaping 360 Awards in 2019. So the runner-up, another popular product here, the Lost Vape Orion. Small but powerful. I guess when you compare it maybe to the Smoke Nord, it's not quite as small, or based off a look, but obviously it's much smaller than the palm of your hand. The dimensions on it are 93 millimeters by 37 by 13.5. Weighs just 87 grams. So with the Lost Vape Orion, you're getting replaceable coils. They're available in 0.25 ohm mesh and 0.5 ohm standard. It's got 5 different power options. It's got an upgraded Evolve DNA Go chipset in it. Really smart, really well made. Kind of a mainstay on these articles for us over the past couple of years. $15.95 on that. Again, pretty much perfect 5-star ratings everywhere. 4.7 overall for users, 4.8 from us. And then moving on to the best starter kits of 2020. So we tested over 100 starter kits. We added them up, and it's pretty insane. So the overall winner, it might be the only device in this article to get an absolute perfect score. Yes, it is the Aspire Tigon. So the Aspire Tigon was released in 2019. It was probably our favorite new device last year. So we write the simplicity is the name of the game with the Tigon. It features a MTL low watt DTL tank, nice clean stick mod. The Tigon, one of the best selling starter kits last season, one of the best selling starter kits, I guess, across almost every popular vaping supplier out there. Despite that popularity, it obviously maintained a perfect 5 out of 5 star. In specifically looking at Element Vape, it's a perfect 5-star and over 50 reviews. It's $24.99 at Vapor DNA. I'm trying to see. It's sold out in a number of spots. So Vapor DNA was actually one of the only places we could find it. $24.99 was the best price we could find. Again, if you want to look at the pricing and reviews and stuff, that's right at vapestaff.com homepage to find the link to it. So the runner-up in the best starter kit category was the Voopoo Drag Baby Trio. Again, there's been a number of devices that came out last year from Voopoo. Some, really well received. Some not nearly as well received. The Drag Baby is tiny. It's I don't know how many of our listeners have seen it, but it's the kind of you may have seen someone wearing their vape on a necklace. It's that small. So it features a 15 milliamp rechargeable battery, PMP coil technology, and it's an advanced Gene Trio chipset. It's one of a kind mini AIO that fits in your pocket, but it's it'll blow you away with the way that it hits for sure. It's one of the more surprising ones on this list, because you look at it, you don't think much of it, and then you take a pull off of it, and it's surprising the way that this thing hits. So the price on the Voopoo Drag Mini Trio is $33.99, and that's coming from Giant Vapes. We price shopped it on the website, and we try to always have the best price linked in the view pricing button on the website, but as it so happens that product, the Voopoo Drag Mini Trio, is sold out right now at Direct Vapor. Okay, so then the winner for best atomizer, WOTOFO Elder Dragon RDA. Again, that's not a huge shocker. I think it's one of the more popular atomizers on the market right now. It kind of came on late in the year. It's got a weird look to it, but single coil RDA. That it I guess it wasn't one of the more popular right at release. It kind of had a quiet release, and then we've seen sales spike based off the traffic that we've seen. Sales seem to have spiked towards the end of last year of the Elder Dragon. So there's plenty of features discussed with this little atomizer. It's got a postless build deck, 4 direct side airflow coil, removable airflow tube for easy cleaning, gold plated 510 pin. The bottom line with the Elder Dragon is that it's well built, user friendly, and packs great flavor. This is one that you certainly want a comparison shop with for, because based off of where you buy it, the price can vary from very dramatically. So let's take a look at some examples of that here. So it's $11.95 at My Freedom Smokes right now, $19.95 at Element Vape, and $22.99 at eCiggity. So, as I said, massive price fluctuations. We're in the process right now of completely of getting all of these links up to date so that they link to the cheapest spot to buy it. So we do that's research for you. In addition, if you check out our full reviews that we've written on any of these products, you'll always see live price comparison on those pages of the current price at each of the popular retailers, or all of our partners at least. Okay, and then so that was our only pick for Atomizers. So now we're looking at best tanks of 2020. We actually named co-winners in this one. Both of these got a 4.9 out of 5 from us. Both of these have a 5 out of 5 with users. So the first one we're talking about is the Aspire Tygon sub-ohm tank. This basically was the best MTL tank on the market in our opinion. It features a 3.5 milliliter capacity, child-safe top-filled system, self-sealing wicking ports during coil installation and changes. The construction on the Aspire Tygon sub-ohm tank leaves zero to be desired. It's made of 304 stainless steel with quartz glass reinforcement. The Tygon tank can access the 0.4 ohm and 1.2 ohm coils for e-juice and nicotine salts, respectively. So that was our winner for best MTL tank. And again, with each of these things, you can get much more specific than we did. But obviously we could have gone, we could have done a dozen different categories within tanks alone, but these were the two that we think our readers would get the most use out of. So the other co-winner here is the MIG Vapor WTF tank. So MIG Vapor is a company that generally dominates this device article, and I mean, at least it has in past years. This is the first MIG Vapor product that we had in this list. Very deserving though. The WTF features small coils with big e-juice ports that allow for huge airflow. It has a capacity of 3.7 mLs, not too bulky, big enough to that you're not constantly refilling it. It's constructed of stainless steel with Pyrex glass. The coils are constructed of organic cotton and Canthral wire. Tank lacks nothing and is versatile enough to work for everyone from the beginning to seasoned vapor. So for those that wanted a little or something different from the tanks, we also gave winners for MTA is the Geek Vape Zeus XRTA. So that's one additional tank winner. As I said, we probably could have gone on and on and on. And then if you actually visit vapestaff.com/bestvapes, again, the link to this article is in the description of this video. We've got a historic record up there as well, so you can see some of our past winners for everything from best mods to best pods to, we've got historic winners up there going back 3 years or however long we've had this article up. So plenty of content to pick through. Again, link in the description. If you haven't already checked out the e-liquid in our top juices of 2020 podcast, we're including a link to that as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.